Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rachak Wadash. Double unto the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations unto the four elect tabernacle of David scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Now, this is what I'm talking about. You know, let this be a growing trend. And you're going to see this ripple effect in this economy. You know, this is all signs that, Babylon is done. All right. Just straight finished. So now we already know that those port workers, they definitely on strike. A lot of people are in the stores, panic buying up everything. There's a lot of empty shelves in these different stores, Walmart's, Sam's Club, you name it. And now you got Amazon. So you got employees of Amazon who are also striking. Let this become a growing trend. This is going to help facilitate the further collapse of the economy. And you people are going to really feel those birth pangs. Hey, 2025 is going to be a hell of a year. That's what it's shaping up to be. All right, so I'm going to just play this little clip, and then we'll get a couple precepts.
Company in the world, but they don't share the wealth with workers that create it for them. Amazon's never going to give us something unless we take it from them.
Right. Yeah.
And every single person out here is going to make that happen.
Amazon said in their peak season planning doc, they wanted to give us only 60 cents for a raise this year. Is that acceptable? No! But it's because of workers at DHL, workers at Amazon facilities around the country, and right here at KCBG organizing. That's how we got a more than 100% increase in what they were willing to give.
It's time for us to stand together and continue fighting for what we're worth. It's time to show them just how essential we see ourselves today. Because without us, these profits that Bezos comfortably hoards in his mansion do not exist.
Right.
So it's time to fight, because when Teamsters fight, Teamsters win. And who are we?
Teamsters!
Who are we?
Teamsters!
Who are we?
Teamsters!
So this is the vibration going out throughout America. And that's beautiful, because the scriptures speak about how there would be uproars of the people. Let's go real quick to 2nd Ezra 9. And this is what happens when, society is collapsing, when the economy is not doing good, when the price of fuel, gas, the price of groceries is beginning to become unaffordable. Housing is not affordable, and your wages are stagnant. They're not trying to increase your wages, and it's not. It's let's just say the wages that they're making on these jobs is not sufficient enough for them to afford living. The living situations. All right. It's not keeping up with the inflation rates. So people are feeling the effects, and they're getting restless. So you're seeing an uproar from the people. This is 2nd Ezra 9. I'm gonna start at 1. It says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And he's visiting the world right now. You know, all those different, you had 2 hurricanes. You had Helen, and then you had one that hit on the coast of Mexico that did damage. All right. So all these different disasters is just the Lord, you know, visiting the world, right? Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So if the Lord spoke it, it must happen. Showing you that these prophecies are faithful and true. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. We're clearly at the end. All right. The end of all things are at hand. Therefore, let us watch and be sober. 1 John 4:7. So this is a growing trend. All right. And that vibration is carrying out. People are not happy here in Babylon. They're fed up. All right. They're not being taken care of. Your own government is sending billions of dollars in aid towards the war. You know, contributing to the military power of Ukraine and Israel. And we see what happened today in Israel. So, you know, America's definitely drawn in. They sent billions to Ukraine. They sent billions to Israel. And then I heard that they just sent a few billion to Taiwan in case China start acting up. So they sending all those billions of dollars to these other countries for defense, you know, for war. But the people over here can't even get a raise. That speaks to the priorities of this current administration. And that's why you're starting to see this growing sentiment of, you know, dissatisfactory, you know, pessimism. People ain't happy, man. The scriptures say in Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. You got whole cities underwater right now in the country, but you don't see an aid package going to them or to these workers who's busting their ass and they can't even make rent because they don't make enough. Meanwhile, the actual owners of these corporations, they're swimming in billions of dollars. So they're showing you what they feel about the average person. Okay? You're just a slave to them. And you're going to stay on that hamster's wheel until you're dead. That's just how it's set up right now. And that's why the scriptures talk about how they're going to be. Let me get it real quick. You go to Job, the 20th chapter. This is Job 20. Yeah, this is Job 20. And I'm going to start at verse 20. And it says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meats be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And when you look up that word wicked, it's actually talking about the working class, the people who are being oppressed, you know, because they're tired, you know, of holding society together with their hard labors. And they're not getting nothing out of it. You know, barely getting by, you know, right at the poverty line, right above it, right below it. So this devil, let me get it. This is the Hebrew word for wicked is aimal in the Hebrew. And it says toiling, concretely a laborer. You see that? And all these people in the labor force, they're striking out because they feel as though they're not being paid enough for their labors, putting in all these hours, but barely making ends meet. And that's the birth pains. That's the travail. These people are in sorrow right now. So they're just, striking out, and this is going to cause further rupture in the economy. And the government can place the blame on the people. See that? They could point right back at the people and blame them for why everything is collapsing. It says figuratively sorrowful, that laboreth, that is a misery, had taken labor, wicked workmen. And you got a lot of people in the workforce, like in Generation Z, a lot of them, they're making videos talking about why they're quitting their 9-to-5s. They're getting sick and tired because they're miserable. Nobody's doing good in this society. It's either you're super rich or you working class, poor class, or you're just homeless. And then they would have the nerve to make it illegal for homeless people to sleep outdoors. So this is going to be this spirit that's going to increase, which is going to lead to what we read about in 2 Ezra 15 and 16. Where it's going to be sedition among men and invading one another. The courts of their actions shall stand in their power. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. That's what we're going to see more of. People taking it to the street. All right. So let me get this, because we know Babylon is known for its pleasure and carelessness, but now you're starting to see a shift in the atmosphere. People are becoming more depressed. They're not happy, and the Lord is taking away that comfort zone. Ecclesiastes 4:1. So I returned and considered all the oppressions that are done under the sun, and behold, the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter. And on the side of their oppressors there was no power, but they had no comforter. And when you got this many people that are on the verge of crashing out, that leads to all around terrible scenario. Okay? People just not going to care. See, they try to keep the people occupied with these bread and circuses and entertainment. That's why they put so much money into these stadiums and all that. Keep the people, because back in ancient Rome, when if the people wasn't distracted by the bread and circuses that was being provided to them, they would have been rioting. They would have been, clashing with the Roman government. So they had to keep the people distracted and occupied. Then eventually Rome ended up collapsing, and they couldn't no longer ignore it. And there was civil war. It was everything. It was all collapsing, and that's how Babylon is going out. There's no new thing under the sun. All right. So, we have the comfort. We have these scriptures because we have hope. All right. We know that the end of this world is the beginning of ours. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. We're witnessing the end of E, and this is how it's passing away. We're going to go through those travailing sorrows like a woman in travail. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 16. I'll read 5. It says, 2nd Ezra 16:5. It says, plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Or may any one quench the fire in stubble when it have begun to burn? May one turn again an arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? And the Lord's going to send more disasters that's going to continue to chip away at your economy. It's going to further, cause a wedge. All right, that's going to further deteriorate society as a whole. Create and cause more division. And that's how a society falls. And this is the wrong time for all these strikes to be happening with all the damage that was caused by those hurricanes, and them floods. Inflation is not going to stop. It's going to increase, especially with war on the brink now. They're going to continue to send money, aid money and weapons. You're going to see even worse collapse than what transpired during the Great Depression. It's going to be much worse. Let me jump down to verse 17. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death. And tonight is that vice presidential debate, and they beefing up all kind of security as if they thinking something can possibly happen. Right? On the brink of this war that just escalated in the Middle East. We know Israel is going to retaliate. So it's going to be more great death. It says the beginning of wars. And now we at the, let's just say, more TNT just got lit. Even though what Iran just did, it really didn't do much. All right, because from what I'm hearing, there wasn't even any casualties like that. They shot all those barrage of missiles, but what significant was actually destroyed, and how many people were killed? Because when Israel moved, they taking people out. They taking out generals. They take out important people. But when Iran or whoever on their behalf attacks, they're not hitting nothing significant. And that's why Israel, they're very confident. They're going to continue on the offensive. But either way, it just jump-started the further escalation of this war. All right. So it says, and we're going to see who else is going to get involved, right? It says, and the power shall stand in fear and beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. The Lord brings these conditions on the world, and it's to correct Jake. Our people mainly, they're supposed to be taking heed to these judgments and getting serious. But a lot of them, they're still proud. All right. It says, but for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness. They're still going to be proud, still going to continue as it is, nor be always mindful of the scourges. You got some Jake that's starting to get a little anxious. They having some concern because the shelves are getting empty. They know that there's not going to be any supplies coming through as long as they stay striked. There's no workers at those ports. It's going to halt your supply chain, and people are going to start to feel that. So when when they get hit where it hurts, that's when Jake want to get all serious. Jake's supposed to be mindful of what's going on. This is all the Lord's doing. It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. And let me jump down to verse 37. And it says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Meaning you're not going to catch a break. Because it seems like now it's continual things that are constantly happening. Multiple things simultaneously going on. You know, disastrous weather, strikes. You got the port strikes, and now you got Amazon threatening to strike. You got a lot of mass layoffs. So a lot of unemployment. You got the migrant crisis. World War III is popping off. Inflation is continuously increasing, which is going to lead to hyperinflation. So, and this is only just the beginning. More pandemics on the way. So, you know, this is where, you know, if you're not in a safe place, you know, if you're not under the secret place of the Almighty, you know, you don't have that strong tower, you're going to be caught out there. Okay? Because the Lord said that, you know, he's going to bring you, he's going to bring you calamities as a whirlwind. So it's going to be like a cyclone or a hurricane of events, the perfect storm, if you will. So this is why this truth, you know, and being a part of this faith, man, is very vital. And this is what's going to keep us stable. Knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times and the strength of your salvation. So these people about to bug out soon, man. All right, but this is all good because the Lord, you know, he said that Babylon would not be healed. All right, Jeremiah 51 and verse 9, and it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. You know, so these nations that are here abroad, this is the best time to leave. Because from here on out, it's going to be nothing but trouble. You know, that was Bernie Mac and Players Club. It's going to be trouble. Yeah, Jacob's trouble is getting ready to come. Okay? And everybody finna get caught up in it. So let's get I was supposed to start at verse 8, but y'all already know it. Babylon is fallen and destroyed. How for her, take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. All right, it's not gonna get any better. Okay. Let me get this in Nahum 3 and 19, and I'm gonna get it in the this translation. I like what it says. It says, there is no relief, or there's no balm for your collapse. Your wound is incurable. All right, too much into debt. You done made enemies with everybody. Your currency is now worth the paper it's printed on. Immorality is at an all-time high. Disease is at an all-time high. Marriage is at an all-time low. Suicide, depression at an all-time high. Obesity at an all-time high. So this is the end. We're at the end of this thing, man. All who hear about you will clap their hands over you, for whom has your evil not come continually? So let this be a growing trend. And you're gonna see, man. Because we know with Amazon, that particular retail, they ship in a lot. So, hey, no more comfort zone, man. Hey, and this is all stirring up to be, very interesting, to say the least. So with that, I'm going to give all praise to Yahweh Shem El Shai. Lord willing, y'all edified. So then I say, Shalom.